back in the day, it used to be cool to smoke cigarettes. And now it's kind of like, it's like the stigma, so it's like if you want to go against the grain, you smoke cigarettes, you know? It used to be like, if you want to like join us, like everyone's doing it, smoke cigarettes, but now it's like, only like this like subculture is smoking cigarettes. And I know if my parents ever found out I would smoke cigarettes, they would beat the shit out of me, you know, like, and I wouldn't blame them either, like, it makes no sense to.
I started smoking cigarettes after my brother offered me one in high school, my junior year, and I just loved the feeling of it. I started smoking them. I never thought I would be a cigarette smoker. I always like frowned upon it. My mom's a nurse. Like, it was not a good thing in my mind. And then when I smoked my first cigarette, it gave me such a rush and such a relief of stress that I just kept doing it from there. And I eventually became a pretty heavy smoker.
I was away at boarding school behind the tennis courts, against the rules technically, but made it all the more enticing. Partially the thrill of it, and partially the relaxant. It was something to distract from everything else. I guess it's technically what I'm addicted to.
When I first started smoking, I was friends with a lot of European kids, and they all rolled their own cigarettes.
It's kind of like the oral fixation, or just to smoke something and take a break.
My brother offered me one and I was like, no thanks, like, I'm fine, like, I don't want to smoke a cigarette, and he was like, please just try it. So I did, and I immediately got like this awesome like head rush, and I felt great.
When I was a freshman, like, we would all be sitting in the room, like me and like my 10 friends, and then someone would be like, oh, let's go out for a cigarette break, and I'd be the last person in the room. So then I just started smoking, kind of like as a social thing to like meet people when I first got here.
Eventually just being around all these smokers, it just seemed natural to just start smoking all the time. Being around people lighting up cigarettes just made me want a cigarette all the time. So I eventually became a pack-a-day smoker, even 2 packs a day last year.
At first it started as a social thing, and then like I was smoking cigarettes alone, and like, but for no reason almost. It was just like I was bored, and it was like an easy way to kill 5 minutes. So I would like go outside and smoke a cigarette if like I had nothing better to do.
My favorite thing about smoking cigarettes would probably be... Damn, that's a hard question. I like a lot of things about smoking cigarettes. I like the feeling in my lungs. I like that it's a reward system. I like that my friends do it with me. I like so many things about smoking cigarettes, and I hate how horribly unattractive it is. It's disgusting. Everyone thinks it's disgusting except for cigarette smokers. But let's see, my absolute favorite thing is that first cigarette in the morning when I wake up, and my first thought is get coffee, and my second thought is smoke a cigarette.
There's a wonderful world of softness, a wonderful world of freshness. It's the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful world of Salem cigarettes.
Salem softness freshens your taste.
Wow! Salem softness freshens your taste. Smoke Salem cigarettes.
It's kind of rude to smoke in front of people nowadays, and like even with like the whole restaurants and all, and like how they're banning it from bars, like, and like I hate when people smoke cigarettes in front of me. Even though I used to smoke cigarettes, I'll still cover my face when it's around me now, because I just really like, nothing is enjoyable about it to me. I hang out with like all these smokers, like I would never say anything to them because I think it's rude, but it is also rude to smoke in front of people, so I guess they're being rude as well. I'm not trying to tell anyone what to do, obviously. So I'll let Rollins do it for me.
Especially being at Rollins now with the new smoking policy, I definitely get dirty looks if I smoke on campus. I definitely get the fake coughs of people walking by me when I'm smoking. I really don't care. Don't walk by me if you don't want smoke in your lungs. Like, sorry, I do. Like, I don't. It's not like I don't care about people getting hurt by secondhand smoke. It's not. You don't have to be around me. I'm outdoors. Like, I definitely feel discrimination.
I have days where I'm definitely scared of my own cigarette smoking, particularly with the recent tobacco-free Florida commercials. It's not like I want a tracheotomy on my throat in 15 to 20 years, but at the same time, I'm the kind of person that lives in the moment and fails to regret things that she does. So I fail to regret the fact that I smoke each individual cigarette.
Salem gives you a modern filter, plus rich tobacco taste, smoothed with menthol, softened with fresh air. For Salem's special paper breathes in fresh air with every puff to bring you Salem's air-softened taste.
There's a wonderful world of softness, a wonderful world of freshness. It's the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful world of Salem cigarettes.
Salem softness freshens your taste.
People who smoke cigarettes, how to explain it? People who smoke cigarettes love cigarettes. People who don't smoke cigarettes hate people who smoke cigarettes and cigarettes.
I don't enjoy it when people like light up cigarettes in my face, especially if it's like inside, like if we're like inside somewhere. Like it like bothers me and nauseates me, which wasn't the case when I smoked. But when we're outside, like I have no problem with it. I don't like when people flick their butts though. I think that's just rude, especially in my backyard. Like what the fuck?
It's not so much a continuation as a lack of ability to quit. So once you do become addicted, regardless of how addicted you are, it becomes sort of a way of life where having a cigarette is just having a cigarette, and that's where the continuing factor comes from.
I'm not sure that I want to. I know that I should want to, but at the same time, it scares me knowing that I don't have that to fall back on, knowing that there's not that one thing, that one quick fix to solve all my problems. And it's not that it solves my problems, but very temporarily, it does make me think that I don't have any.
That's like I think another like real reason that I stopped so early, because I only smoked cigarette, but I smoked like every single day and like multiple times a day for like 2 months maybe, and it was all because it was like a social thing. Like I didn't want to be the only kid in the room while everyone was out smoking cigarettes, but I never actually enjoyed it the whole time I did it. I never like ugh, it's so gross. It made you like mouth taste like shit. Ugh.
I think I would quit if I had a good enough reason to, but as of this very moment, I don't, and I like it way too much.
I remember it was like one morning outside McKean. I wasn't even around anyone else. I was just alone, and I was smoking a cigarette. And she was like, "Oh, I didn't know you smoked cigarettes." And I think that was probably one of the last times I smoked cigarettes, because like she just looks like she looked down on it like right away. And I even looked down on it, and I was like, "Why the fuck am I smoking cigarettes?" It's like it's 9:30 in the morning, and I'm out here smoking something that I hate, and it's making me look unattractive, but I'm still doing it. It was like retarded.
I think I would quit if I had a good enough reason to, but as of this very moment, I don't, and I like it way too much.
I want to quit, honestly, after college. And be done with a lot of bad habits. Just kind of move on into the healthier life. I think it's going to be difficult, but it's doable. It's just a a lot of concentration.
But my immediate family didn't smoke, so my mother and my father never smoked, but all my grandparents smoked, and 2 of them quit. One of them died of lung cancer when she was 67, and my grandfather is the only one who is still alive who still smokes. But he says he's trying to quit, but he's like 76.
For me, it was just the pros of it outweighed the cons. Like, I am fully aware that I will probably get lung cancer, and I just don't care. To me, it's like the stress relief of it. Like, if I go a day and have like 1 cigarette, I will be such an angry person. So I would rather like smoke 10, 20 cigarettes a day and be stress-free, in a good mood, don't care, and be fully aware I'm going to get lung cancer because I don't live a healthy lifestyle anyway.
Unfortunately, I have no idea whether or not my favorite cigarettes is going to end. I would love for it to end, but I've learned time and time again that it has to be for me.